disagree with their employers about things every day of the week, and they got to make a decision. You know, how important is this to me? And is it important enough that I should continue this job, or should I?
Can I butt in for a minute, sir?
Somewhere else.
If you were working for someone who was Islamic or someone who was a Jehovah's Witness,
yeah.
I mean, you would think it's okay for you. Let's say your daughter, for example, is working for someone who's like a Muslim, and they don't want her children to have vaccines because they have, or they think that they have like pig serum or pork substances in them.
First of all, as a libertarian, if my daughter was working for someone, this would be her decision.
Sure. Well, what would you think about that?
But, you know, and her decision's got to be, okay, what's more important to me? That I go get a vaccine or that I continue working for these people? Now,
well, what if there's a limited job environment and you can only work at so many places? I mean, if you're going to have a middle-class lifestyle.
Get a job, quit your job.
So if she was
in the
required
current
to,
economy,
under working for Muslims,
That's difficult.
in the current economy, it's difficult.
required
If we
not
fix
to
the
take the
economy.
immunization?
Well, let's think about it like this.
Let me just tell you that she would have to homeschool them. Are you talking about the state of Massachusetts?
Well, the thing is, if she's if she's an employer who gets her insurance from the Muslim, or let's say Jehovah's Witness, who doesn't believe in blood transfusions, I mean, if they don't cover that in the insurance, then her children wouldn't be able to get blood transfusions. It is true. I mean, I'm just, I mean, I just think that I don't want my children. I have a boy and a girl. I don't want my children to live in a system like that.
That if the state is going to take care of everything, if the state is going to provide all wants and needs,
I'm just saying that you can't run a modern society with each religious group basically dictating health policy.
The First Amendment mandates separation of church and state.
Oh, exactly. That's why the rights of the individual person can't be infringed on by the employer.
From public square and from public life.
So let's say that you were working for a Jehovah's Witness and you didn't have another job and your kids needed a blood transfusion. What would you do?
I did not vote for Romney in the presidential.
Pay for the blood transfusion.
What's that?
I'd pay for the blood transfusion.
What if you couldn't pay for it? Seriously, blood transfusions are a lot of money.
Actually,
what would you do if you can pay for it?
I am not aware that the
Jehovah's Witnesses do not allow blood transfusions.
I know what Jehovah's Witnesses do themselves. I'm not aware of what they say other people do if they pay for the insurance.
It doesn't matter. Under the principles.
I understand what his point is, because Catholic Church doesn't want to pay for contraception, which I agree with.
What's that? I didn't hear you. Sorry.
Which I agree with that. I'm Catholic. I'm a woman.
Sure.
And I agree with that. Because you're taking away.
I didn't get your point. I'm sorry. You believe that the Jehovah's? Do you believe that the Jehovah's Witness?
I'm talking about your point.
Right. But you understand that if Catholics are able to do what they want to do, then that means the Jehovah's Witnesses or the Muslims or even the Christian scientists who don't believe in medication at all.
And I don't work for them.
Yeah, but the thing is, let's say that you are already working or your children already work there. It's a bad work environment and they can't switch jobs.
Let's say we have a total socialist
You still haven't
government.
answered my job. You haven't answered my question, sir.
I don't think the Jehovah's Witness employer should be providing my health insurance in the first
pay
place.
for the blood transfusion? Your children would go without blood.
No,
That's what would happen. How do you how? You know how much private insurance is. My father-in-law was on private insurance.
And that's because the system requires the employer.
So you're saying that somehow magically you would get the money to pay for the blood transfusion or to pay for the insurance?
I would tell the state to stop giving a tax break to my employer for providing insurance.